middle. Umpires ready. All players in position for the big game here at the QEO this afternoon on Footy Fresh. Is Bendigo live. The umpire holds it aloft and says it's time to get underway as the ball is thrown in the air. Hosking and McCameron. Ball knocked to ground. No one can get hold of it. Ball now thrown forward. Nice little palm by Cameron. Gave it off to a player. Will kick inside forward 50. Bouncing ball. Who's going to be first at it? Dragons in and under. Ball tapped out. Going towards the boundary over the line on the arc of 50. And it'll be a throw in attack for the Bloods.
It's going to be interesting here, Brian, to see how McGregor Cameron takes this battle on against Will Hosking today, against Hamish Hosking today.
Well, up they'll go in the ruck. It will be Hosking who won it through strength, handballs it, but coughed it up. He gave it directly to the opposition in Alex Smith. They'll share it around. Horbury getting involved. It's a long ball inside, forward 50 for the Bloods, but intercepting mark is Bryce Curnow.
I think you'll find it's a free the other way.
Push.
For a downfield free. Downfield free. Horbury was dropped to the ground after he got rid of the ball.
So the man you mentioned, there's not much of him height-wise, Will Keck, but he's a goal kicker. He's probably going to have to kick at 50 to make it the distance. Curnow stands on the mark just inside the arc. 45-degree angle to the Barnard Street end. For the Bloods, this would be a good start to put them in front. He needs to kick it. Holds up in the breeze. He starts at left. It moves and swings slightly. Not enough for a minor score. First one of the afternoon. The Bloods go to one behind. Sandhurst yet to score. 1.5 gone. Opening term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Walsh from full-back just chips it in. Finds Curnow. He goes over the top. They're out and running. Handball around the corner. Didn't hit Hood. He's under a bit of pressure. Now going back in. Keck again. Kicks it inside forward 50. Curnow going back with the flight. Takes a good strong chest mark under plenty of pressure from his opposition player there in Johnston. Just settles, looks up the ground, decides to switch, goes towards the front of goal, and they'll be able to relieve themselves out the outer side in front of the swimming pool rooms.
Walsh went to Ireland deep in the back pocket. He'll now kick it long to the outer side. They'll set themselves. Oh, it's a juggling mark claimed by Miller. Umpire wouldn't have a bar of it for the Bloods. Wharton getting involved. Also Conforti's there. He manages to pick up the footy. He ducked his head. Good umpiring. He wouldn't have a bar of it. And it will be a stoppage. A ball up, 70 out from the Bloods goal. With them leading, one behind to Sandhurst yet to score. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Yeah, well, they haven't had it. And inside their forward 50, Coughlin, that's James, just shrugs the tackle. Got hurt. McLean around the corner. Kicks it to centre wing. Big pack forms. Bloods have got the numbers. Ball towards the outer side. A boundary line as Torpy sees it over the line and says, umpire says, well, throw it back in. Centre wing on the outer side of the QEO. We played just on 3 minutes. It is a point at the lead to the Bloods.
Cameron against Hosking. Hosking a double-handed tap to the front of the pack looking for Conforti. Horbury getting involved for the Bloods. Then it just spills. Whistle on play. Might be a free kick, Bloods. It is on the wing. So they'll look to move it inside forward 50 again, doing all the attacking. It's a poor kick. They come into the corridor. Carraher picks it up for the Dragons. Nice handball to Connick. Dragons sprays it, flares it wide, bouncing footy to half forward. Good body work, Bloods. It was through Riley Walsh, handballs it to a teammate. Oh, under pressure. Smith tries to offer support, bursts his way through on defensive 50. Stagg did well. He gave it to Palprat, won the footy. Dragons goes to Bear Thornton front. In fact, it was Conforti, but moving it nicely for the Bloods across half-back is Isaiah Miller.
Ball running out, McLean there. Bloods do the better at the moment. It was Horbury. Joe able to get it, got it to centre wing. Going over the top though, bouncing ball. The coming through was Ireland, the 100-gamer. Gives it off to Carraher. He gets it off to McLean. McLean goes down the wing. Bouncing ball in front of Wharton over the line. Out of bounds, throw in just outside the arc of 50 in front of the scoreboard here at the QEO.
Good start.
I don't like the scoreboard at the moment, boys. Is that looks like a 3?
It does, Brian, but it's a 0.
Cameron against Hosking. Hosking of the Dragons, front position, taps it to the front of the pack. He looks for Coughlin. Coughlin picks it up by hand over the top to Conforti. Here come the Dragons again, over the top again to Joel Wharton on the left. Deep in the pocket, has a shot at goal and puts it through for a behind. Almost went out of bounds on the full. He went across the face of goal. So it's all squared up. One behind a piece. 5 minutes opening term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Bloods from fullback. Just summing up the situation, a little bit of breeze kicking down towards the city end. As umpire says, move it on. They come out wide. They got a player sitting out here all by himself in Walsh. Takes it the Bloods all under pressure. Collins now puts pressure on Walsh. He burns on top of him. Umpire says no, prior opportunity, give it to me and I'll ball it up about 25, 30 metres out on a slight angle and from the Dragons' goal.
Thornton does the ruck work for the Dragons. Pinging around, end up with Miller of the Bloods defensively. He'll send it long. Kicked it straight to a pack of players. Curnow is in the middle of that. Did well defensively as well. Dylan Johnson did well for the Bloods. He gets tied up by Connick of the Dragons and we'll have a stoppage. Right half forward. Dragons attack. Sun is shining here at the QEO. Cameron against Hosking. Hosking tapped it to Stagg. Dragons will go forward through Connick. Received the handball. Kicked it inboard. Oh, good work defensively though. Bloods. Turnover now. They'll send it back outside 50. McGregor Cameron, the big ruckman, takes the mark.
Cameron now standing in front of us on the half back for the Bloods. Goes down the wing. Big pack forms. Good punch away, but front and square. That was very nice by White. Oscar White kicks it forward. Bouncing ball. Should be first there was Turnbull. Couldn't quite control it. Dragons got a few numbers around the ball. Turnbull takes his opponent over the line in Hood. And the ball will be thrown in about 55 around from the Bloods' goals. Deep into attack again.
Umpire will throw it in. He's only a little fella. Gives it a hoof. Johnson does the ruck work for the Bloods and wins it against Hosking on this occasion. And it'll be a stoppage as the ball is underneath the pack as they all dived in over the top of it. Left half forward. Bloods attack. Barnard Street end. Hosking wins the tap against Johnson on this occasion of the Dragons. A bit of congestion, but it spills out in the direction of White for the Bloods. He'll send it long and high to the top of the goal square. Now it's Sandhurst under pressure. Ireland got a little bit of a hand in it. Series of handballs end up with Horbury. I don't know what his target was. It might have been McCaig. He went across the face of goal. In fact, it went further out defensively and put them further out than once they were. He probably heard a voice and it'll be another stoppage. All tied up, one behind, 7 minutes gone opening term.
I'm not going to be that kind to him. I think it was a snapper goal.
You reckon?
It went right off the outside of the boot. Ball now thrown up. Throwing the ball down. Good work there by Stagg. Handballed it out, but the Bloods first back. Getting swung and tackled there was McCaig. Couldn't get it out. Ball went back in towards their forward line. Again, a tackle. Going to be a high tackle. It will be. And a free kick is going to end up with Haddo.
No, ball up.
Ball up. He decided. No. Hoskin and Cameron. Big punch away. Carriagou at the bottom of the pack. Ball kick forward to centre wing. Good work and good tackle there. Poyser got through. Got the handball out. They went inside, but Curnow, standing tall, just takes a good strong mark. Had McLean. Played on quickly. Come out to the grandstand side. He went straight up and over. Had a player all by himself in Max that couldn't take the ball. Ball at ground level now. Oh, trip. Ureta just stepped around, did very well. Conforti got back on that left boot, went low, hard, inside forward 50, but it's coming back. A big kick out of the defensive 50.
It was a hurried, nervous type kick. James Coughlin juggling, couldn't quite get it. Walsh picked it up for the Dragons. Give it off by hand to McLean. McLean will send it to the top of the square looking for Thornton, but good work there by the Bloods through Walsh. He's been strong and flares it wide and spots up a teammate in Hare, the skipper. So Bloods need to slow down. Oh, he's kicked it straight to Ureta of the Dragons on 50, who takes a chest mark.
Bit of breeze.
Yeah, a bit of breeze behind Sandhurst in his first quarter. He's noticeable at present.
His eyes are darting. I'm not sure he thinks he's got the leg. He's nervous as he steps backwards. Now he settles. Needs to just hoof it now. He's waited. Goes long and high. It'll go to the goal line. It'll come off hands, minor score. I thought he was a left footer. He might be one of those ones that decides which one he kicks at the time. 2 behind Dragons, 1 behind South Bendigo. 9 minutes gone opening term. Footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Yeah, that was good work by big McGregor Cameron there. Got back and was able to knock the ball through for a behind there.
Torpy from fullback. Takes a bounce, runs to the grandstand side, decides to come long. Big pack forms. Cameron was there. Good punch away by Wright. Lockie Wright just punched it over the boundary line in defence and put it over for a boundary throw in about 55 around from the Dragons' goal. Grandstand side, as we're about to throw the ball back in, into play. The two ruckmen set themselves, Cameron and Hosking. Ball thrown in, right back towards the line. Hosking gets the pack down. Stagg just hit it, tried to grab it, couldn't control it. Ball at ground level, little toe poke out. Dragons still got plenty of the numbers around the ball. Now, though, the Bloods got to push in the back. Should have been a free kick. No free kick. Umpire says, no, give it to me and I'm going to ball it up here. And probably be a little bit unlucky there. Was it...
No, I think there was two or three players there a little bit unlucky, Brian. There could have been frees handed out two or three times.
Hosking won the tap, but put it straight to Miller, who coughed it up to a turnover to Paul Pratt of the Dragons. Will send it forward now, looking for Thornton. Bounces to the back of the pack. They should kill it and see it through. Urator swooped on it. Then he lost his feet, and then the Bloods killed it. Wow, lucky to get away with that, the Bloods, I think. 3 behinds now, Dragons. Bloods 1 behind, 11 gone. First term, Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Quick kick in, Miller takes the mark. Only 15, 20 metres out. He's got numbers out here, Haddo. Just takes the grab. Now he's got a number and a play on. He's got it kicked just a little bit wide. Goes back inside to the corridor. Needs to be good. Got over the back. Not quite been able to take it. Maxted dropped the mark. Now the Bloods. They rebound quickly into their forward half. Ball towards the boundary line. Going out hard. Trying to tackle was Nelly. Couldn't quite get there. And Strubens just wasn't able to control the ball and knocked it over the line out of bounds for a throw-in.
Yes, one end of the ground. Tananelli's got the job on Strubens. Van Human's got the job on Maxted at the other end.
Umpire will throw it in. Cameron wins it. Bloods gives it to McCaig, who goes long inside forward 50. Bloods in attack now. Front and square. Might be a stoppage. Noah Walsh did well for the Dragons. Tied them all up. 35 out from goal.
And South's captain, Zach Hare's got the job on Andy Collins.
So directly in front. 35 out. Hosking wins it for the Dragons in his defensive zone to Walsh. Walsh short pass was nice and spots up Keating.
Keating now out of side. Has one through the corridor. He has Wilkinson, but doesn't go there. Decides to go long. Goes better to Urator. Urator gave it off to Collins. Andy Collins now just stops, props, looks inside. Nicely worked now. They get it towards Wilkinson again. He just goes down the line. Can't quite. He got tackled. Ball to ground. James Coughlin stepped through the pack. Went back to Collins. Collins around the corner. Up and under. Kicking it deep into the pocket. Trying to get there was Maxted in front of his opponent, direct opponent there, who was Vanderham, and over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in, about 20 metres around from the Dragons' goal.
Yep, they're attacking. 3 behinds till 1 behind. Halfway through this opening term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live. Slow start score-wise, as in we haven't seen a major. Cameron won the tap for the Bloods, then tackles the Dragons player who dived on top of it, which is the opposition ruckman in Hosking. And again, we'll have a stoppage. 30 out from the goal. City end. Hosking wins the tap, then grabs it. Feeds out a handball to a running Collins. Puts it on the outside of the boot and slams it through for the first of the afternoon. Andrew Collins, he is continuing on from his good form last week. Gets the first one on the board for the Dragons. It is 1-3-9. They lead to 1 behind. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live. We've gone halfway through this opening term.
Yes, if there's any player that you don't want to let loose around a stoppage, it's Andy Collins. He was front and centre to that stoppage, and Big Hoskin got his hands on the ball. Nice handball out, and Collins made no mistake under pressure from the South Bendigo defence, but he still found a way to get it through.
Ball back in the middle. Ruckman set themselves again. Hoskin just takes it out of the ruck, gives it off to the run and carry inside forward 50. Big pack! Maxted just came out and clunked it. And it now will be a shot on goal. It was Wilkinson that came through that pack there and delivered it inside forward 50, was it?
It wasn't, yes.
And that was a very nice kick. And Maxted came out and one grab, jumped up. He'll go back and have a shot. 45. He'll probably kick from nearly directly in front. No angle. You might as well say he can go back, and the goal umpire didn't move, and it went straight over his hat for their second. They go to 2-3-15. They lead the Bloods 1 behind, and Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Yeah, Sandhurst defence have done well to start this quarter because against the wind, South Bendigo had it in their forward line for a lot of the quarter. they were able to break free there, and it was a lovely lead by Maxted, and he made no mistake, took a good grab and then made no mistake from 45 out.
Out at Wade Street, the Bulldogs, Golden Square, up by 17 points already in that game. Are the gates open yet, Norm? Is it too early to say it? Because all of a sudden the fluency is back into the Dragons game. Let's see who wins it out of the middle. It'll be Horbury of the Bloods. Just trying to muck it up there. Haddo, he overran the footy. Probably intensity wasn't there enough for Haddo then. He coughed it up. It was a turnover. McLean. Now the Dragon sends it inside forward 50. Van Human swoops on it. Good work. Maxted. Good tackling. And that's what you like to see. A little bit of acting going on there with Maxted trying to draw a 50 in the bar. The umpire wouldn't have a bar of it.
Can't be doing that. They're on strike, aren't they, actors?
You're right there, Brian, they are.
If it was in the AFL, I'd fine him for that. He just fell over like autumn leaves. But Maxted...
That was a good tackle on Van Human. He really made sure that he put him to ground.
Now, the difference in intensity to Haddo in the middle for the Bloods to Maxted then was poles apart. So they need to up the ante. It won't be a goal. It goes wide across the face of goal. McGregor Cameron gets his hand on it for the Bloods and puts it out of bounds. In fact, it hit the post on the full. So are they going to give a free kick? Did it go off the post first and then to McGregor Cameron?
No, other way around.
Other way around. Yeah. So the upshot of all that, it's going to be ball in hard up against the point post. Dragons in attack.
Well, fair kick too. That went right across the face of goal. But very big kick by Maxted. Ball thrown back in. Ruckman set themselves. Good tap down from to behind, but Haddo got it. He was able to give it off to a teammate. Now they kick it out wide. It got over the back of the pack. Good work though by Wilkinson, was it? He was able to just kick it off the boot just nicely over into the pack. The umpire said, give it to me and I'll ball it up here on centre wing. Well, just slightly into attack for the Dragons.
McGregor Cameron wins the tap. They're going to win the stoppage here. Horbury on the end of a handball, then sends it long down the wing. All front and centre. Good work by Shield of the Bloods, a true rover. And he got tied up. Stoppage again. And halfway between centre wing and half forward for the Bloods. We will have another ball up. So, interesting out at famous Canterbury Park. Yet to score the Storm. 38-point margin, Eagle Hawk lead. So, wow, things are happening out there. Noah Walsh, he won that ball from the ball in. He spreads it wide now. Connick now, Dragons. Handball over the top, forward. That's okay to Curnow. Curnow on the left. He'll go inside, forward 50. One-on-one. Ureta keeps his feet. Good work by Torpy as well for the Bloods. It's desperation now inside defensive 50 for the Bloods as they haul the ball in, and it'll be a stoppage, and we'll have a ball up. Sandhurst in attack. They lead by 14. 18 minutes gone. Opening term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Big punch out of the pack towards the goals. Ureta was there, couldn't get it. Maxted picked it up, tried to give it off to a teammate in Wharton, but he was unable to get it, and it went over the line out of bounds for a throw-in. And that will be deep into attack for the Dragons once again. Ball thrown back in. Thornton up in the ruck, off the pack, quick kick off the boot by Stagg, but it went... there was a call back.
Yeah, I think
it's a behind.
Yes,
it is.
Because he came back in through the goals, Brian. You take a mark through the points, you've got to go out through the points.
That's exactly right. And then through for a minor score it will be 2-4-6-16. The Dragons 1 behind the
That's going to
Bloods.
confuse us all day.
Yeah. Once we get rid of the
we
zero,
need a goal.
Nearly 19 minutes gone as the Bloods play on from fullback.
Long kick beyond 50. They'll set themselves. Maxted wins it off the pack, gives it by hand to Curnow, who was just lurking at the back of the pack. Inside forward 50 to the pocket. He was looking for Joel Wharton, but Taggart did well for the Bloods, killed it, put it out of bounds, and it will be a ball in. 40 metres around from the goal that Sandhurst attacks. City end. It'll be Johnson, looks like, doing the ruck work again. Hosking. They're double tagging a little bit, McGregor Cameron. Hosking. Big lump of a man he is. Wins the tap. Puts it into the corridor dangerously. Wilkinson's there. Can't win it. Making a path. Ureta. Picked it up one-handed. Cleverly. Put it around the body. And the only thing wrong with it, that it wasn't a goal. But boy, that was creative for another minor score. 2-5-17 that will be. One behind South Bendigo, almost 20 minutes gone, opening term.
Torpy finds Johnson. Johnson out wide. They find a teammate there in white. He's under plenty of pressure from Collins and eventually forced over the line. And it will be a throw-in 55 metres around from...
Actually, a free kick for a hold there, Brian.
No, it was a free kick for the hold. Oscar White takes it, just chips it in, finds Johnson. Johnson looks across, goes back, finds a teammate there in Torpy, who just holds it up. He goes down the corridor, had a lead, under pressure. Good mark, though. Well done by Miller. Miller then just went down, bouncing ball, kicked off the ground, put it out towards the wing as they run and pick it up. The Bloods under pressure, held up, good tackle, and brought to ground. And that was the man there in Langley, who was pressured by James Coughlin, and eventually the umpire said, I'll throw it up.
So another contest, ground level. It's going to be another stoppage. Keck doing the ruck work, I think, there for the Bloods, the small man. But it will be. He's at the bottom of the pack, and he'll stand himself up. Umpire will throw it up. Half forward. Dragons in attack. Keck wins it again for the Bloods. Handballs it into space, but Jake Wilkinson, who comes into the side this afternoon, handballs it to Jake McLean. Inside forward 50. Rebounding well is Torpy, though. He'll handball it in the middle. They'll raffle it. They need to be careful. Horbury picked it up. Darts the ball by hand and finds Poyser. They're moving it nicely now. Getting involved is Shield. Handball further back, and it'll be a long ball inside forward 50 now. Torpy getting involved again. In fact, they're not quite inside forward 50 for the Bloods. They've got the numbers. Looking to bring it inboard. They do. Short pass. Poor kick to Jake McLean. Smothered ball, and they're away off half back through Stagg.
They go long down the middle. Collins got out the back, saw a little hand over the top, gave it off to Maxted. Bouncing ball towards the goal face. Bouncing wrong side of the stick. Was trying to get it back to Thornton on the run, but couldn't quite get there. And it will be another minor score, 2-6-18. Dragons, are they kicking themselves out of it in this first quarter? They're just not hitting the goals at the moment. From full back, the Bloods. A little chip in, finds Miller in the back pocket. Deep on into the back pocket, in the Rifle Brigade pocket. And as he decides now to go into the outer side in front of the scoreboard.
Out on the full.
Out on the full. Van Newman just couldn't quite get there. And it will be a free kick, and it'll be taken by Wharton. Joel Wharton right in that pocket. A left footer, though. That is probably the problem. Little chip over the top has. Maxted came out and took a nice grab. Good lead. A little closer and a little bit more experience. He'll be looking to maybe, well, he's going back directly. I thought he might have go around the corner on the right boot, but he's going to go back and kick it directly over the man on the mark. He may just step around. Comes in. Sets himself up. 20 metres out. Deliberate set shot towards goal. And that is why he didn't run around the corner, because he put it straight through the middle for his second of the day. And the Dragons get their third. They go to 3-6-24. They lead the Bloods one behind here at the QEO. 23 and a half minutes gone. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Yes, the second goal today that Sandhurst have got from poor execution from South Bendigo as they exit their back 50. Their skill level has been well down so far in this first quarter, and it's cost them dearly at both ends of the ground.
Back into the middle. Well, the Bloods have had enough inside forward 50s, haven't they? As Conforti wins it out of the middle for the Dragons again. Bullet ball. It couldn't do anything but mark it. Maxted directly in front. The lead was strong as well, and it went straight down his throat. Directly in front, 30 out, should convert again. What a bit of play that was.
We were talking about stab passes. That was nearly like a stab pass from Conforti, and Maxted, it nearly pushed him backwards when it hit him on the chest.
Oh, I would have marked that, and that was that's saying something. Oh, he poked at it, and did he kick a goal?
No, missed.
Oh,
leant back on it.
another one, Norm.
Yes.
We say it every week, time after time. He should have had that one for breakfast. 3-7-25 Dragons, one behind the Bloods. 24 minutes gone. Opening term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Probably the easiest shot he's had.
It is the easiest shot he's had, Brian.
Missed it. So they play on from fullback. Torpy now comes to the grandstand side. Big long kick. Well, Kerno got pushed out of the pack. Then Cameron couldn't take the mark. Handball back. Went under pressure. Conforti came through. So did Stagg. They nearly clashed. Little one around the corner. Gave Conforti. Gave it off to Kerno. He went long and wide. Way too wide. He was looking for Thornton. Probably should have had a shot himself. And it went over the line, out of bounds on the full in the outer forward pocket here at the Curio. 25 minutes gone. 3-7-25. The Dragons lead the Bloods one behind. Footy fresh. Here's Bendigo Football Live.
I think you're being a little kind then too, Brian. I reckon he was having a shot. As the ball comes out of 50. Good Long did well. Marked it. In fact, it's Smith. Smith now, the Bloods. He'll go to the centre wing. Oh, good strong mark from behind. He was caught out of position, was Conley. Then he goes to a running Horbury inboard. Now there's their first chance. Miller, he's on 50. Short pass, spots up Strubens directly in front, and he'll line them up. Is he looking to play on?
He thought about it.
No, don't do it.
Take the responsibility, son.
You paid the big bucks. You're only 35 out directly in front. You got to kick him. Might be a fraction of a breeze, but, geez. Got nice pink boots on. You know, pink and red clash too. Obviously he doesn't. Red Guernsey, pink boots, Strubens. Been a goal kicker this year, a find. Of course, he's played at South Bendigo in the past. Leans back on the footy and doesn't make a mistake with this one. They're first on the board. Probably feels a little bit against the flow for their first. 1-1-7 South Bendigo. They trail. Away would Sandhurst, 3-7-25. Only a minute or two remaining in this opening term. Footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Yes, that was a good lead-up by South Bendigo then. Great work in the midfield by Nathan Horbury to set that up. It went through by hand and foot through Isaiah Miller, Brodie Haddo and on to Steve Strubens.
Yeah, what was really the telling one was the kick from Conley into the middle of the ground, into the corridor where they were able to just push through. Walsh from half back goes bullet pass towards Collins, dropped probably what he should have taken, tapped it out but got a free kick at centre half forward, just got a little one high, tried to get it out to Coughlin. He gave it back to him now with a free kick. He'll go right at the point of the square. Gets called to play on. They come from the side. He's got McLean out here by himself. Just outside forward 50. Conforti runs a little bit. Going back with the flight of the ball and takes a good chest mark. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal. Left footer on the right side. And in that pocket, he'll just mark it and he's going to run around. Oh, we will be right behind this. He will. He plays on. Snaps it. He doesn't get all of it. It's gone right across the face of goal. And he runs straight to the boundary and said, that's disgusting. And it'll be over the line, out of bounds to the full free kick to the Bloods in the last line of defence.
Yeah, instead of getting the back of the ball there, he got the belly and it just went straight off the boot.
It was a brave mark too, wasn't it? Running with the flight of the ball. Underestimated those type of marks as the ball goes well beyond 50, but it's a mark now. In fact, has it gone out of bounds on the forward? Hasn't it?
Free kick doesn't really matter.
No.
Right now of the Dragons. Right puts it into the corridor. 40 out from goal. Little bit of a push got away with it with Connolly for the Bloods. They need to be careful. They don't concede here, Bloods. It's in a dangerous spot. Directly in the corridor. 35 out. Directly in front. Players are screaming for it. Umpire said, you know what? Give it to me. I'm going to ball it up. And we'll do it all again. Stoppage, 25 playing 7, 28 minutes gone. Footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Cameron dragged it out of the ruck. Just nicely done. Picked up there nicely and running through it and doing good work was Hood. Put it on the boot, but it's been cut off. And it was a good, strong mark going back there was Canali. He was able to just chip it out, find a teammate who was Horbury, was able to take the mark, just chipped it and found his teammate there in Hutto. Hutto now comes way back. They're just sort of wasting a little bit of time just chipping it around. Walsh, who's been very good in this first quarter for the Bloods, just chips it out wide, has a teammate. Oh, nearly got a fist in there running was Maxted, but it was a chip out and an easy mark there on the outer side. I think it was Taggart.
Goes long.
Grab.
Screamer. The Bloods right on the siren for quarter time. So they were under a bit of pressure there, Bloods, to concede, but they did well. Interesting first term here. Sandhurst, a 3-7-25. They lead the Bloods 1-1-7. We've got plenty to chat about for this opening term, and we'll bring you scores from right around other games in the Bendigo Football Netball League. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
And Bryce Curnow was able to come over the top of that for that high ball, either take a mark or kill it on 5 occasions. And so South have got to lower their eyes going forward.
How good do the Dragons look when Bryce Curnow's in the side? Absolutely superb. What a player he is. Just about to get the second term underway. Round 14 in Bendigo Football Netball League. Sandhurst lead this one. Quarter time, 3-7-25. South Bendigo 1-1-7. Here's Brian Mansbridge.
Ball back in the middle. The Ruckman set themselves, Cameron and Hosking, and the ball is thrown in the air. The start of the second quarter, little tap over the top, off the pack. Coughlin took it. Should have been a free kick to Hosking that was played advantage, but going deep inside and a good strong mark taken there by Poyser.
Poyser, short pass, outer side wing. Looks for Taggart, Cameron. I'll have to get that name right, McGregor.
Just call him Cameron.
That's right.
That's it. As it goes, well, good work. It was by Langley. Dived after the footy of the Bloods, comes off hand. In fact, he's got a free kick for the Bloods. 70 out from goal. He's in the netball court pocket, if that made sense. If you know the dynamics of this ground. It's an awkward-looking ball. It's deep inside forward 50 Bloods, underneath the scoreboard. They trail. They're only 1-1-7. Dragons 3-7-25 as a stoppage. Almost a minute gone. Second term, footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
That's the outer side, Johnny. And the outer side of the QEO in front of the scoreboard. Little tap up. Trying to get it out was Coughlin. Horbury just pinched it out of the pack. Check side around the corner. Hit the stick right at the top of the post. Through for a minor score for the Bloods. They go to 1-2-8. They trail the Dragons 3-7-25. A minute gone in this second quarter.
Curnow, fullback, twirls the footy and he directs traffic, points to the swimming pool, runs out of the defensive box, then sends it long and high. They set themselves, whistle, and it will be a free kick. Free kick. They're mucking around with the footy. They need to bring it back. And the big ruckman, McGregor Cameron, has got a free kick for the Bloods.
Cameron looks at the little one off as Conforti followed up his teammate. Little handballs off or put Torpy under a bit of pressure. Didn't really hit it. Around the corner. Big punch. Horbury was there. Good work, though, by the defence of Nelly. And he punched it over the line out of bounds for a throw-in. In that position where Johnny was trying to say before, in front of the netball courts on the outer side of the QEO. The swimming pool side here of the home of footy in Bendigo. As the umpire comes in, he tosses it back over his head. Slow. Good work, though, by Hoskin. Got it off. Coughlin. James running through the middle towards Maxted. Ureta front and square, did well. Gave it to Collins, couldn't control it. Now the Bloods, turnover footy, bangs it on the boot. Kerno got rid of his opponent. Coming out, Noah Walsh took a good strong mark on his chest. Played on quickly, gave it off to Kerno. Gave it off to the man there in Hood around the corner, but he turned it over and it was taken by Miller.
Miller goes corridor now. Horbury. Bloods. They'll look to build something now. Outer side. Haddo receives. He's got time and space. He'll run to 50. He'll go long and high and wide. Boy, there's no pressure. He should have kicked that. Minor score, 25 playing 8. 3 minutes gone, second term.
Quick kick in. Kerno finds Noah Walsh. Noah Walsh finds his man in Hood. Hood then just goes back. Oh, put it up. Gave the Torpy a bit of opportunity to get there as he found Paul Pratt. Paul Pratt went out wide, found a teammate on the outer side, Liam Ireland.
Geez, they need to nail those goals, though, don't they, Brian, when they're going forward the Bloods, because they're not going to get many chances, are they?
They will not. Long kick down the flank. Ball punched away, turned over. Bloods will get it. Now they move it through Miller.
Horbury. Moda had a bit of a look and then fumbled the footy, which is unusual for him. Caused a turnover and then the turnover back the other way. Series of errors ended up with the Bloods. They'll now go forward, inside, forward 50. A leading Keck, a fingertipper that he didn't quite mark. Puts it out of bounds and we'll have a ball in right underneath the scoreboard. Forward pocket.
Good matchup, the two little fellas, Carraher and Keck.
Yeah, they're both lively types. Carraher is known to rebound off the defensive 50. And Keck, probably too little bit dangerous to leave alone. So let's see who wins it. Johnson out of the ruck, lost it. Hosking won it. Then he handballed it. Another handball. Ended up there for the Bloods. It was a turnover. And it was a nice kick by Horbury. Top of the square. Spots up a player in Keck, the young man we were talking about. Directly in front. Distance won't be a problem. And he needs to nail it, Norm.
He does. It was good body work by Will Keck there because he kept his opponent out of the contest and that made it difficult for Curnow to come in and spoil.
I wrote Horbury off with a dodgy calf by half time. Boy, oh boy, it's going to be through tiredness if I do. Keck slams it through. Blood's on the board again. They tighten it up. So this game's a lot closer than what I thought this early. I thought the Dragons might have kicked away, but a really plucky Bloods. They trail now by, it is a 10-point margin, 3-7-25 to 2-3-15. 5 minutes gone, second term, footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Yes, Horbury and Haddo were getting plenty of the ball through the midfield for South Bendigo and setting up these forward opportunities. And as I said, Will Keck there, excellent positioning of the body, which held his current opponent out, and it also made it difficult for Curnow to come over the top as he attempted to.
Cameron and Hoskin again in the middle of the ground. Cameron wins this one, gives it straight down the throat of Horbury, gets tackled, brought to ground. Umpire says nothing in there. Young Wilkinson was all over the coach and says no. Umpire, give it to me. Then the ruckman go at it again. This time a big punch. Horbury off the pack, punches it forward. Well done by Jake Wilkinson, just coming through, tried to give it back to Hoskin, bounced over, went through, Cameron took it, got it inside forward 50, Nelly did really well, punched it away, running in, trying to pick it up was Johnston, got it out wide though, the Dragons towards the boundary line, over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in. No, the umpires, is he paid deliberate?
No, I think it went out on the full, actually, off Curnow's boot, yes.
Free kick to the Bloods.
They'll go inside forward 50. Langley gets his hands on it. He fisted it in the direction of Strubens, who goes toward goal on the left and puts it straight across the face of goal from one side to the other. No score. So it'll be a ball in 15 metres around from the goal. They attack. 15, playing 25. Bloods trail. They could get one on the board here as the sun peeks its way through. Up they go in the ruck. Langley doing the ruck work for the Dragons. It'll be Conforti that wins it, however, for the Dragons. Gives it then to McLean. An awkward-looking 50 beyond 50. Here they come again. It'll be through Walsh. Walsh picked it up, dished off a handball. They're mucking around a little bit. Ends up after a series of handballs with Horbury. Horbury feigned, then gets on the left. He'll go corridor to the top of the square. He's got to play a breaker for him. It was strong and tough by Smith. Couldn't mark it. Free kick, in fact, will go the other way, Dragons. And boy, a little bit of a build-up there. It'll be Nelly with the footy.
Goes out wide. Finds his teammate on the outer side, who I think that was Keating. Keating went down the line. He found a teammate, and they're off and running through Noah Walsh. Walsh, a little chip over the top, finds Collins. Collins just stops, props, waits, goes around the corner, looks for the run back towards the goal. Couldn't take the mark there, was Connick. Ball got over the back. Bloods now defend. They come out wide. They come to the grandstand side. Bouncing ball. They work it through White. White goes down the long towards Nelly, but that is very good mark. And he plays on quickly, goes towards the corridor and finds Hosking.
Hosking looks to go inboard and does by hand. He's got Curnow. Curnow handballs forward to Walsh. He's going to get nailed. He did, but he got his boot to ball, but it causes a turnover. Good defensive work. Haddo spreads it further afield. Looks for the coach. Horbury. Will it sit for him? It does. Good work, Curnow. Dragons, he smothered it. Intensity's up. They've got the numbers, though, and a free kick. It'll go the Bloods. They won't muck around. Short pass inboard, and it goes to Haddo. Haddo fumbles a ball he should have taken. Also getting involved there was Smith. Might have been Smith in the first instance. Now they turn over and Dragons are away down the outer side.
Curator kicked it around the corner, got it towards half forward. There's going to be a chopping mark. It's going to be taken by Thornton, who will get the free kick on centre wing on the outer side. The Dragons need to get it inside forward 50. He looks through the corridor. Connick was there. He decided no. He had Urator just down the wing. He gave it off to him, and then he tried to step around. Couldn't. Got the ball knocked away. Now the turnover. The Bloods are going to come and rebound. They'll go inside forward 50. It's numbers over the back. Ireland should be first there. He'll punch it away and punch it towards his teammate, but over the line, out of bounds for a throw in front of the scoreboard here at the QEO. 3-7-25. The Dragons lead. South Bendigo 2-3-15. We have played 9 minutes in this second quarter. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
And South Bendigo have started this second quarter. Good pressure on the Sandhurst defenders and making it very difficult for them to get an easy kick.
If they can get a goal on the scoreboard now, the scoreboard pressure will be immense as the umpire has told the young fella throwing it in to do it again. 51-point margin out at Canterbury Park. Eagle Hawk are putting the Storm to the sword as the umpire throws it in. Hosking was front and centre, won it, then handballed it to Conforti, dished it off there to Keating. Keating of the Dragons sends it down the outer side wing, looking for Thornton, bouncing footy, hard up against the line. They'll manage to keep it in, will they? Throw. Free kick, and it's going to be Wharton that's got the free kick for the Dragons.
Bit of a Billy Slater, just couldn't quite get the hand to it. He chips it over the top now and finds Conforti on his left, finds Keating, bouncing ball, gave it back to him, couldn't hit the target now. Bouncing in front of Wilkinson, picked up there nicely and around the corner there by White. He gave it off to a teammate. They work it down the line, tackled over the line out of bounds Langley, and it will be a throw-in on centre wing on the outer side. Slightly in the advantage, probably closer to the south goal than centre wing.
Dragons by 10. South Bendigo have come out firing in this second term. Cameron doing the ruck work. He got a push by Hosking. Umpire let it go. Stagg dived in after the footy for the Dragons. Picking it up there will be White of the Bloods. They'll go forward again. Keck on the end of a handball. Inside forward 50. Strubens leads. Good strong attack at the footy. Tanner Nally did well for the Dragons. Killed the footy underneath the scoreboard. And it is tough out there. 10-point margins. Dragons lead. 11 minutes gone. Second term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Yeah, did very, very well there, Tanner Nally. He was caught in a bit of a situation, had to put his body on the line, jumped and punched it over the line out of bounds. As the umpire again will throw it back in, as he says, just come in a little bit, young fella, and give it a big throw in. The two ruckmen set themselves. This time it's Langley up against Hosking. Hosking knocks it down, gives it to Conforti. He went around the corner. Keck got it though. Now again, over the top, putting the ball out wide. They come back inside now. The Bloods, they go towards the goal. That's a good kick. And it's a goal to the Bloods. And it's a very, very good kick. I think it was McCaig who kicks the goal for the Bloods. They get their third. They go to 3-3-21. They trail the Dragons 3-5-25. And that is on the Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Yes, good work by South Bendigo there. The big man there, McGregor Cameron, a lovely long handball out to Haddo. And Haddo got the ball forward, and running onto it was young Will McCaig, and he made no mistake from 40 metres out under the scoreboard. Excellent kick from 40 out under the scoreboard.
If this keeps up, I'm going to send apologies to the Bloods because they're super competitive at the moment. From the stoppage, from the ball up, however, it'll be Coughlin that wins for the Dragons. Puts it inside forward 50, but Miller floated in front of the pack and took a kick, 50. Got a kick for the Bloods. 50. He milked it, I think, Miller, but he's going to get it. It'll bring him to half forward. He doesn't take the full advantage. He bounces it, he runs it. Now he goes to 50. He'll go goalward and goes wide. Wasted shot at goal. Should have did better. 3-point margin. They trail the Bloods. 13 minutes gone. Second term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Kerno comes long outside, standing under it, taking another good strong mark was Smith for the Bloods. He's done well at half forward for the Bloods. He chips it over the top. He had Haddo standing there all by himself. He chipped it over to him. Van Hum is just off the side of the pack. He decides, no, he's going to go to the top of the square. Plenty of numbers. Dragons there. Got good work. Now from the back, they were able to handball it out. Coming out towards McLean. He'll be first there. Picks it up. Gives it off to Carraher. He then tried to handball it around the pack.
Oh!
Deliberate. He's paid a deliberate out of bounds. And it will be a free kick. And it will go to Haddo for the Bloods. Now he's just outside of 50. Standing the mark on the line. So the ball will be kicked in. He's looking around, darting eyes left and right.
And if he has a shot, there's only one bloke in the goal square, and that's Kerno.
Ball. Kick to the top of the square. Kerno's there. Holds his opponent out. Nelly was there. Couldn't quite hold it. It's gone across the face, over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in deep in the forward pocket for the Bloods.
Yes, one of South's taller players has got to get into that goal square when they're having a shot at goal, or else it's easy pickings for Kerno.
Insufficient attempt. I know it's a tough job, but one thing I will say, if they're going to pay it, let's be consistent and do it all the time, because you just see it once in a blue moon, don't you, really?
He was slung in the tackle and handballed it, and it was probably, slung towards the line.
I don't think he deliberately meant it. I think you're spot on, but Doesn't matter now, as it'll be a stoppage now. Again, 30 metres out directly in front. Bloods attack. They trail by 3. We've only gone halfway through this second term. They're super competitive at the moment against a side in Sandhurst who are one of the premiership favourites. And I'm treading water because you know what? There's going to be another stoppage. Haven't moved. 30 metres out directly in front. 3-point margin. Dragons in front.
Hoskin, big punch out. Noah Walsh should be first there. Packs it up. Little handball over the top, but it didn't get very far. Now all running around the corner, running into what was white, but it was over the line out of bounds. Nearly a turnover there, and the Bloods were about to come back in towards their goal. It's still in front of the scoreboard, where we see it's a 3-point margin, 15 minutes gone, second quarter here at the QEO. Ball thrown back in. Good tap down there by the big man, but it went straight to Keck. He gave it off to a teammate. Big smother. Hoskin picks it up. He goes out to wide to Keating, and he'll relieve the pressure and kick it long and deep inside the Dragons' half.
To the back of the pack, running onto the footy there will be Walsh, who's been pretty good. He'll handball it forward to Keck. Keck now inboard. Oh, he's got a player alone, Van Human. He just needs to grab it. And he does. I thought he was going to do his own goal. That's why I was going to find.
You got excited, Johnny?
I got excited because it was a kick backwards, in fact. So lucky I checked myself. That might have been embarrassing, Brian, as the ball edges its way back towards the middle now. Wharton goes to Conforti. Conforti by foot. He'll look there for, couldn't find Maxted. He had front position. Bloods did well as the ball is now rebounded down the line, looking for the big ruckman, Cameron, but Conforti takes a mark for the Dragons.
Goes through the corridor, had Kerno running, chipping in front of him, takes the mark, goes inside and finds a teammate coming out. I think it's Wright who's taken the mark about 35, 40 metres out, nearly directly in front. Well, I would say directly in front. There's no angle to be worried about here. He needs to go back and kick this goal. They haven't had many opportunities, the Dragons, in this quarter. The Bloods have put them to the sword and made sure that they haven't scored at all. As Lockie Wright comes in, known goal kicker, gets up and under it, not going to get the distance, is he? Knocked on the line, knocked over, still inside. It's going to be a ball up, and it will be right in the point, well, between the points. Ball thrown in the air, knocked to the ground. Maxted there, ball off the pack. Good work by Horbury, diving in over the top. They hold it up. The umpire eventually crosses his arms and says, give it to me and I'll ball it up. About 15 metres out from the Dragons' goal.
Let's see if I can get reason to get excited this time. I'm allowed to get excited if it's in the back zone and they take possession, aren't I?
Well, you played in the back pocket. That's all your life. You probably did get excited.
Miller. Hey, I wouldn't even go down to the back line if they paid me. I just watch them go down there. As the ball treading water again. It'll be, in fact, it's not a stoppage. It's going to be a ball in. This little fella's earning his money this afternoon. He's only knee high to me. That tells you how high. No, not very high at all. Let's see what he does with this ball in. Hard up against the point post. He does okay. It is Hosking wins it there for the Dragons. Another stoppage. Rolling pack in front of goal. It'll be a ball up. Sandhurst attack. 3-point margin. Sandhurst lead. 25-22. Almost 18 minutes gone. Second term.
Ball up in the air. Knocked down by Hoskin. Knocks it back towards right. He comes through. Couldn't quite grab it. Turned over by Miller, just couldn't quite grab it there for the Bloods. Umpire says eventually, and he has picked out a free kick, and it will go to the Bloods there in, well, I think that might have been Walsh. He goes off to a teammate, but it's been turned over, and it will be the Dragons who will come back in from half forward.
Keating with the footy. It's been a good find, Keating. I like the way he goes about it. Short pass, look for Stagg. It was a bit too severe, but roving it nicely would be Wharton. Bangs it on the boot. He goes goalward at the teeth of goal. Keck playing up in the back zone. Handballs it off to a teammate. It's smothered. It was Miller, the kick, and it slews towards the boundary line. In fact, it went over there pretty quickly, and it will be a ball in. 25 metres around from the goal, where the old social rooms are at the Barnard Street end. Are they still standing? There's plans to get rid of them, which I think is a little bit of a sad state, but we won't get involved in politics here as it's back to the footy. Ball is thrown in. Up they go. A lot of players around the footy. Bloods are doing well to try not to concede. It's been camped in the forward 50 for the Dragons for a couple of minutes now. 3-point margin, they lead. 19 minutes gone, second term. Footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Two ruckmen tap it to each other. They can't quite work it out. The Bloods go backwards with a big kick up and under. Standing underneath it was Kerno. He was taken out. The ball got over the back. And it's going to be a free kick, and I think it will go to Kerno, who was taken out of the contest, as he has players running beside him. Connick was there, decides now not to go. We've played 20 minutes in this second quarter. Good kick towards the running and playing there was Wilkinson, who's come out, and that was Matt, who's taken a good mark about 45 metres out, directly in front. He'll go back and have a shot on goal. Don't know whether he's got the leg. It is going to have to be a big kick against the breeze. He'll probably just have to kick it just inside the arc of 50. Just crosses now. Gets the call to play on. Got plenty of kick into it. Couldn't quite get it to anyone. Nice work off the pack. Little kick over to Conforti, who went around the corner. Bouncing ball. Wright was there and punched away there by the coach in Hornbury over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in.
They're doing well, Norm, not to concede in the back zone.
They
aren't
are
they,
doing. They've done very well this quarter in stopping Sandhurst's run, which has made it difficult for Sandhurst going forward.
Hosking now for the Dragons. Wins it. Then he fumbled the foot. He tried to grab it out of the air and just spilled it. Wright needs to be lucky not to concede one in the back. Umpire, well, I reckon they did concede. Might have been right.
Shoulder.
Over the shoulder. Miller with the free kick, dishes it off to a teammate who'll send it long out of side. Down the wing, he kicked it straight to the Dragons in Noah Walsh. Noah Walsh dropped a ball he usually would have marked. He might have a free kick, or it will be a stoppage. It's the latter. So still a 3-point margin. Umpire will throw it up. Hosking. Cameron did well. Keating overrang the footy for the Dragons, and we'll have another ball in on this occasion. True centre wing, swimming pool side, outer side, 3-point margin. Dragons lead, 21 gone, second term. Footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Ruckman set themselves again. The two Ruckman have gone head-to-head. Cameron for the Bloods, Hosking for the Dragons. Ball about to be thrown back in. Centre wing on the outer side. Hosking has given a free kick. No, Cameron
got the free kick.
Yep, got the free kick. Plays on quickly, gets on that left boot, goes deep inside forward 50. No one can take the mark. Well, Collins was there, couldn't take it. Good work by O'Hare. Did really, really well. He got it over to a teammate. They went outside. They kicked it along deep to centre wing. Oh, Walsh fell over, but running hard. Good work by McLean. He gave it off to a teammate there in Keating. They went over to Connick. Connick back to James Coughlin. He just pushed around his opponent, went towards Collins, got tunnelled underneath the ball. Ball was then turned over. No, the Dragons get it back. Keating from the deep in the pocket has put it over the line, out of bounds on the full. And it will be a throw in deep. It'll be a free kick to the Bloods in the last line of defence.
One of the first times this quarter Sandhurst's been able to move the ball, but to South's credit, they kept them on the boundary side of play and made the mistake in the end.
Famous Canterbury Park, 49-point margin to the Borough. The Storm's on the horizon, Norm. They've certainly, they've lost some players, but not good for them. As the ball ends up on the outer side wing now, it'll be the Bloods again. Can they send it inside forward 50? They will. It'll be Struben's a one-on-one contest with Ireland. Struben wins it and puts it on the left and kicked it out of bounds on the full, nowhere near it. I think he might have rushed a fraction. I reckon he had
a little bit more time than what he thought, I think. Yeah.
I think so, out of bounds on the full. Geez, that would have given them the lead, and it was kickable for a player of his ilk. 3-point margin, 25 playing 22, 23 minutes gone. John Hunter, Brian Mansbridge, Norm Jenkin bringing you all the action in round 14, Bendigo Football Netball League action.
Yeah, well, the ball's gone out the back a little bit. They're still waiting for it to come back, and it will be the 100-gamer. I think Ireland will take the free kick. He probably was just a little rushed, Strubens. He probably didn't realise that he'd beaten his opponent there a little bit and probably had a little bit more time.
Yes, he's certainly got a good foot of pace there when he needs to, Brian.
He certainly has. As Ireland goes down to the outer side wing, half forward, big pack flies, and taking a good strong mark there was Connick at centre half back. He went long and wide, looked for Conforti, bouncing ball, and this time it's going to be a free kick and for a deliberate out of bounds to Conforti. So they are being consistent. He chips it down the line and finds the leading player in Collins. Andy Collins takes the mark on half forward, and he'll put the Dragons deep into attack late in this quarter. 24 minutes gone.
Been quiet, hasn't he, Andy Collins? Haven't heard him for a while. He kicked it straight to Wilkinson, who should have marked it. That was Matty Wilkinson, and there he dropped the footy inside forward 50. A bit of a let-off as it's a stoppage. doing well for the Bloods is Poiser. Hey, how good do Sandhurst Footy Club look after us? I tell you, up in the box. I hope Mike Lowther's listening, Norm.
Yeah.
As Matty Wilkinson wins it. Don't worry, Norm. I'm just being serious. As Collins wins it in the goal square. It's a goal from nothing, I reckon. I mentioned Collins' name once, and all of a sudden he bobs up twice in a row and pops it through for that's his second. And that hurts, I reckon, the Bloods a little bit, because they certainly have had a dominant term. 4-7-31 now, the Dragons. 3-4-22, the Bloods. They lead, 25 minutes gone. Second term, Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Yes, it was a nothing handball by Andy Collins there. He handballed it to a Sandhurst player that was in trouble. The ball got to the back of the pack and Collins was able to run onto it, and he was able to clean up his mistake and roll an easy goal through.
Well, someone said they hadn't seen him. He hadn't been very quiet, and all of a sudden he pops up and kicks a goal. So we just mention them any time, and they come good. Off the pack, Cameron got the knockdown, found Miller. He ran onto it, chipped it over the top, finding a teammate. Who's going to be first there? It will be the Bloods in Mar. He couldn't quite get it. Now the Dragons work in numbers, but the Bloods, they flip it around, ends up with Smith. He goes long, inside forward 50. Jake Wilson got over the back. Strubens dropped it. He probably didn't think it was going to get there. Now picked up and trying to push it out. Ball held in. Stacks on the mill. Pulled it back in under and pinged. It's going to be a free kick, and it's going to
Sandhurst.
It'll be Carahurt, as Keck was the man who just maybe pulled it in. I thought the Dragons might have had first option there, but it will be a free kick, and Carahurt will take it at centre half back, deep in his defence.
If the Bloods have got any chance, Strubens needs to mark those, and he was really cursing himself. He knew it was an opportunity missed. It wasn't a half opportunity, it was a chest mark.
Yeah, it probably surprised him a little bit because it got over the pack. He was expecting the player in front of him just to touch it.
Connick, he kicks it down the outer side. Stagg getting involved. Have they got another one in them here? The Dragons is a whistle on play, and it won't come on this occasion because...
Incorrect disposal.
Yeah, just tried to break the tackle, couldn't quite get there.
Miller. I like the way Miller goes about his footy for the Bloods. Spreads it wide across half back. He's got Poiser on offer, who marks it on his defensive arc of 50. Oh, that's an awkward kick, but it's effective, and he finds Hare on the wing. Now they're on the broadcast side, over the top. Taggart getting involved. Bloods will go forward. Poor kick off the side of the boot, puts it out of bounds on the full. Boy, oh boy, they've had their chances to just even this game up. It's in the back zone. It's a free kick, and it'll be Curnow for the Dragons.
Well, that was a terrible kick. Should have made more of it, going inside forward 50. Didn't give anyone the opportunity. Good kick by Curnow. Found Carahurt. He just plays on, goes out wide. He's got teammates both out there, Nelly and also Connick. Nelly's first there. He goes back to Connick. He just chips it over the top, doesn't hit the target. First going to be there is Horbury. He just picks it up, just strolls away from the pack, gets back on that left boot, a little chip around the corner. And that long enough, he came directly across the ground, found McCaig. McCaig inside forward 50. Good work, though. Strubens on the lead. Couldn't quite get there. Ireland went down low, and he went straight over the top of him. And it's given away the free kick as Paul Pratt just goes in and just makes himself known as Liam Ireland takes the free kick and just chips it to Carahurt.
Carahurt, they'll swing across. They're deep in their back zone. Hood receives for the Dragons, plays on, runs down the outer side. It's a kick. Oh, clean bowled everybody. Now they're away. Connick kicked it up. It was an awkward looking left. I'm not sure if he knew how to kick it on the left. That's what it looked like to me. They've got the numbers though, however. Wilkinson there on the end of the one. Ureta, good strong tackle. Might have been Miller for the Bloods. Did well. And he gets his own free kick, and Van Human it was, spreads it wide. They're on now again through Horbury. Horbury, he looks fit, nothing wrong with that calf. Short pass, finds Langley. Langley slows it down, 70 out from goal. You look inboard. Now he goes, long, high. He's kicking it to no one. It's 3-on-1 Dragons, and one of those Dragons is Curnow, who took a safe defensive mark.
Just easy.
Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on, rewind. It's a free kick. It's been conceded.
Shepherd off the ball. It wasn't in the marking contest. No.
When you've got 3 against 1, I guess that's the danger. That's exactly what happened. Oscar White bangs it through for the Bloods, and they get a goal, albeit it was given up to them as a gift. And now it's interesting, 4-4-28. to 4-7-31. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live, right in red time, Norm.
Yes, young Carraher there, he had no need to come in and make contact with the South Bendigo opponent there. Curnow had that covered. I just marked it down once again, the 5th time this quarter that Curnow's been able to negate or knock out the high ball coming in. And I see Curnow got them all in together as soon as that goal was kicked to tell them what was required.
Well, ball back in the middle, going forward, but the Bloods have got numbers. Oh, they've clashed into each other. Ball thrown around. They've done very well. Got it back towards Cameron. He couldn't take it. Now they come out wide. Carraher's going to be
downfield free kick. Downfield free kick.
It was who gave away the free kick? Was it Thornton? As the siren will sound now. It's going to be an attempt. They need to get back. They will, and it'll be up and under, and that's going nowhere. As the final siren is gone here for the end of the second quarter here at the QEO. It is 4-7-31. The Dragons. They lead South Bendigo 4-4-28. Here, Bendigo Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Opportunities lost for South Bendigo, the way I see it there, Norm.
I agree with you, John. They had majority of the football that quarter. Their defence held up well. That was why Thornton wasn't happy with Riley Walsh being able to get that ball and get it away so easy. And had there been another minute or two in the play, who knows what might have happened there. They're not the sort of free kicks you want to give away going out of your back 50.
Have you seen it, Brian?
No, I'm just seeing that the Bloods' desperation and the way they're able to just hold up and make sure that the Dragons don't use that speed and that pace and the movement of the ball has really bothered the Dragons. A one-on-one contest, and that's where I reckon if they can get that going inside forward 50, they'll be really up and about. Ball thrown up in the middle of the ground now as Wilkinson it's Coughlin took it, got the hands away, couldn't quite get it. Haddo got it out wide to a running man in McKay. He went inside forward 50. Bloods go into attack again. Wilkinson was there. He went towards the boundary line. And the umpire, they were all appealing. There's been a couple of deliberates today. The umpire said no. Throw it back in, and it'll be thrown back deep in the forward pocket here at the pool end of, the pool change room end of the QEO.
Umpire will throw it back in. The Bloods looking to attack again. The ball slews out towards the boundary line. 40 out from their goal. Hands and knees. Coughlin did well for the Dragons. Taps it forward to Paul Pratt. He's been quiet. Haven't really called him as he kicks it down the outer side wing. They hit the contest hard. Thornton also quiet. Gets his hand on the football. Puts it into the path. There of a running Conforti. Taps it in front of him. They've run 50 metres. He gets a bit of a push. Is the umpire going to let him get away with it? He's not.
No.
He is not. That was a push. And he was just running with so much intensity that just the forceful nature of it tipped him over, and it'll be a free kick. Hard up against the line. Probably too far out to score. Beyond 50. In the pocket. Scoreboard. They lead by 3, in fact, the Dragons. He's a good kick of the footy, Conforti, though.
Distance won't be a problem.
I reckon I'm going to back him. Left footer. It's long. It's high. It's a goal, I reckon. Oh, jeez. Boy, oh boy, made me work. Minor score, best point I've ever seen all season. 31 playing 28, in fact it'll be 32. 2 minutes gone, third term, Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Torpy went quick, went to Haddo, and then he went back, found that man again, just chips it across the face, now finds the man in Walsh, who was very good in the first half. Now they run and carry, they kick it down the line, and again, just finding the targets there, Smith. Takes the mark just outside defensive 50, grandstand side of the QEO. Gets called to play on, has to chip it, does now, and hits the target. They've been very good chipping it and giving it. Ma gets it, gives it off to his coach in Horbury. Goes out wide, finds a teammate there in Hare. He just gave it off. Now they go inside forward 50. They run the ball. Now a turnover though. Good hands by Coughlin. Gave it off to his teammate there in Connick. And Connick went forward and found Naxted who take it on the chest. Centre wing, grandstand side.
He'll go inboard. It's one-on-one. Collins. He got caught on the back foot. Van Human tracks it now. They need to keep their feet. Van Human taps it. He falls over. They all fall over behind him, luckily. Collins fighting for the football. They dive on top of it. Good work. And it's you can sense the Bloods are up and about. maybe they didn't think they could be this close at this part of the game because of their injuries, but boy, oh boy, they're doing a good job. 4-point margin. Umpire throws it up in the air. The ball is kicked towards the boundary line. It was right of the Dragons. Is it on the full? It's not.
No.
Only metres around from goal. Ball in, 4-point margin, 3 minutes gone, third term.
Deep into attack for the Dragons. Ball about to be thrown in. Barner at the city end. Thrown back in. Gets over the back. Cameron grabs it out of the ruck. Gets tackled. Then brought to ground. Quick handballs out. Comes to Hornbury. He bangs it on the boot. Bouncing ball. White was there. Couldn't quite get it. Nice little tap over the back. And put it in front of Smith, who takes it over the line. Out of bounds for another throw-in. It's just on half forward. Dragons still into attack. Hosking sets himself. The big man Cameron comes in from the side for the Bloods. Ball thrown in right in front of us. I'll take this, Johnny. This is easy. Stagg through the pack. Hits him from Hosking. He bangs it on the boot. One-on-one contest. Thornton gets held. Gonna be a free kick, is it?
Maxted.
It's Maxted who comes out and takes it, and we'll get a free kick directly in front. And he'll go back. Now, he's kicked two probably that he shouldn't have kicked. They were very difficult. He missed one from directly in front. This time directly in front, but a little closer. Comes in. Goal kicker to give a little bit of relief. Just jabs at it. Umpire does not even move. He puts it straight over his head for another goal to the Dragons, and he will get his third of the afternoon. And the Dragons will go along to 5-8-38. They lead South Bendigo 4-4-28. 4.5 gone here in the third quarter. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Yes, good work by Stagg then. He was on the end of the handball from Hamish Hoskin, who we know loves to take it out of the ruck and get it to boot. That time he got it to hand, and it was good work by Stagg. He was able to break a tackle and a lovely kick forward, put the pressure on the South defenders, and they gave the free away.
Norm previewed North Central before the game. I'll give you some scores half-time very, very shortly. As from the restart in the middle, it was won by Paul Pratt, ground level for the Dragons, a left footer, inside forward 50 now. Need to be careful, Bloods. They'll work it through Poyser. They'll share it around. Haddo getting involved, sends it wide. It's now a long kick by a teammate to the outer side. On hands and knees, Dragons players will tie it up. Let's go around to North Central. St Arnaud trail by 52 points against Donald. Birchip Watcham 7-5-47. Wedderburn 5-4-34. Nullawell 7-9-51. Witchy Proof Narraport 4-1-25. And Sea Lake Nandelli 14-9-93 to Charlton 4-5-29.
Hoskins to Conforti, inside forward 50. Wright did very well. Gave it off to Orton. Tried to dribble it around the pack. Couldn't quite get it. It's gone over the line out of bounds for a throw-in. Deep into attack for the Dragons again. 6 minutes gone this third quarter. Premiership quarter, they call it. The Dragons need to, well, if they're going to continue on this way, they need to make sure. Ball thrown back in. Nice work there by the man there of Walsh, who's been very good. Kicked it around, gave it out to a teammate there in Miller. He gave it back, and they went long outside forward 50. Oh, unrealistic, really. Horbury picks it up off the pack. Runs it across to where Carahue runs it. Carahue, I should say, runs it down. He gave it off to Nelly. Nelly chipped it around the corner, going back and taking a good strong mark. Paul Pratt is going to come through the corridor. Not a very good kick, and it's going to be a turnover, and it's big Cameron who takes the mark in defence.
Matt Cameron looked to send it to the back door, and I don't think Isaiah Miller was up to it. He was up to it, but he wasn't awake to it. As they sent it wide, now it's going to be a turnover. And another turnover. So it went from the Dragons back to South Bendigo, ended up with Horbury. It was a rare error by Curnow of the Dragons on that occasion. Short pass ended up with Haddo on her right half back. Goes further wider to Langley. Now he decides to bring it deep into his defensive zone. Torpy received a mark under pressure. Short pass. Geez, they're living a little bit dangerously here. They're going to get away with it. It's Smith. Handballs to Van Human. Running Smith received the handball back. Short pass over the top. Ineffective. It made White work, but they've got the numbers. On the end of it is now White. He ran up to half forward. Has a bounce and goes goalward. It's wide, and it is a minor score. So risk versus reward. The only thing they didn't do is kick a goal. It's back to 29 points. 29 playing 38. Dragons lead minutes gone, third term. Footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Yeah, it's better football by South Bendigo there. They're able to play possession football and then break at the right time.
Kerno down the middle of the ground, goes directly down, but cutting it off there was Walsh. Walsh then chips it over, finds Haddo. Haddo goes inside forward 50, couldn't hit the target. Good smother though, and turnover. Can the Dragons compromise, get back? Good kick though. They put it up and under. It's 1-on-2. And a good strong mark again taken by the Bloods there in Poyser, who chips it out wide. Has a teammate all the way out the other side in Miller. Miller has company and he's handballed it off to Torpy. They go inside. He finds Haddo just inside the arc of forward 50. And he's going to have to go back and have a shot on goal. He is 50. Well, he'll have to kick from just outside 50, I think. As the man on the mark, Nelly stands probably 2 or 3 metres inside the arc. He goes back, eyes darting, looking around, decides he's just going to pop it up, put it into an area. Plenty of pack there, punch down, front and square, the Bloods first there. Now tackled and brought to ground, and it stacks on the mill. And eventually, it was Strubens. And eventually the umpire said, give it to me, and I'll ball it up about 10 metres out from the Bloods' goal.
He does that as the ball's punched towards the boundary line. Tracking it there for the Bloods was White. He's been good this afternoon. Still inside forward 50. As it'll be a stoppage. Well, in fact, nearly everybody's inside forward 50, pretty much. There may be 2 or 3 that are hanging back. But certainly from the centre circle into the city end.
No one back behind
no
the
one.
centre circle.
No one at all. Up they go in the ruck. Langley doing the ruck work for the Bloods. Taps it to a pack of players and we'll have another stoppage. Carraher at the bottom of the pack. Did pretty well defensively. Also Keck getting his hands on the footy for the Bloods. Hosking now. Dragons wins it. Haddo though. He swooped it and handballed it there to Sims of the Bloods. And we'll have another one that's gone out of bounds. We're 49 out from goal. It's 38 playing 29. 10 minutes gone, third term. Footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Langley, also Hoskin. Hoskin just gets rid of him, gives the handball off, doesn't hit the target. The Bloods just still Keck in there. Picking it up was Conforti. Tried to get a kick around. Urator's there. Tries to get it. Got stepped on. No free kick. Umpire said play on. Stacks on the mill. Eventually, it's going to be a high tackle. And it's going to go to the young man in Urator for the Dragons. Just outside, half-back flank. He chips inside, sees his target in Noah Walsh. Walsh takes the mark on defensive 50. He goes directly down the ground. That's a very good kick. Hit the target. Had run from outside. Keeney's going to run onto it. He'll run to the arc of 50. He sees what he likes in the goal square. Maxted can't take the mark. Comes off the hands and through for a minor score. 5-9, 39. The Dragons, 4-5, 29, 10 minutes gone, nearly 11 in this third quarter. Bendigo Live is footy. Bendigo Fresh. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Live. I'll get it out in a minute.
Jeez. Now the Dragons are going to have another go here because Paul Pratt received a mark. It was a turnover. He's beyond 50. He'll go to the top of the square. It goes to the back of the pack, actually, and there's just South Bendigo to mop up. It's a short pass to McCaig. And Castlemaine have hit the front at Dow Park, thanks to Richard Jones. 5-point margin. Boy, oh boy, Norm, you might be on the money here. Taggart received for the Bloods from one back pocket to the other. They'll switch it here, looking for an exit out. The Bloods, will they find it? Miller getting involved. Bit sloppy, handball over the top, and it goes over the boundary line for a ball in. So they brought it from one back pocket to the other and they mucked it up, basically. 10-point margin, Dragons lead. 12 minutes gone. Third term, footy fresh, is Bendigo Football Live.
And that's on the back of a 3-goal third quarter for Bailey Henderson.
Yes, he's kicked 6 so far, so we'll keep you updated as those scores come through, thanks to Richard Jones.
So off the pack, picking up McLean, grabs it, bangs it on the boot, but he's put it way wide over the line, out of bounds on the full, and it'll be a free kick, and it will be the Bloods who take it deep in the back pocket on the grandstand side. City end, playing on. Taggart goes out wide. Had it what he saw his option out there. Maxted went back with the flight of the ball. It was knocked to the ground. Torpy ends up with it. He goes long, goes outside forward 50. Can't hit a target. Ball off the pack, bouncing around. Urator there tried to tap it to himself. Umpire says throw it back in, as a few players were hailing cabs, asking for the question. Norm, was it over deliberately? And the umpire said no.
30-point margin out at Canterbury Park. it is still the Borough up against the Storm, as the Bloods will take possession here through Keck on the outer side wing, looking to bring it forward to the Barnard Street
Free
end.
kick to Haddo for hold.
Haddo with it. He's been good, Norm, this afternoon, Haddo.
He's been one of their best through the midfield with Coach Horbury.
Haddo. He's got hair in the opposite swing if he wants to go there. He decides to ignore it and then dumps it down the line. It goes to the back of the pack. We've seen a couple of those. Langley swoops on it for the Bloods. 55 out, hard up against the boundary line. Assisting there was Shield, who's been okay for the Bloods as well. He's been lively. And we'll have another whistle, another ball in. Outer side. Swimming pool side. 39 playing 29, 10-point margin, 14 minutes gone, third term.
Ruckman set themselves, Langley, Hoskin, he just gets him out of the road again, too easy, gives it off to Walsh, a nice little handball had, Connick running through the centre of the ground, he's got time, just needs to sum up the situation, decides to go long, Collins the target, he needs to grab hold of it, does, then fends off, gives a little handball back towards Maxted, but it's been cut off, turnover, Smith, bangs it on the boot, puts it to centre wing, Connick going back with the flight of the ball, good, strong mark. Centre wing, grandstand side. Carraher off the pack. Now goes inside forward 50. They haven't hit a target. And again, over the back, standing by himself, Torpy takes an easy mark and they will defend on the outer side.
Sends it wide, but turnover and kicked it straight to Conforti. He might get 50. He stands up. He sucker balled them all. Played on inside forward 50 against the boundary line. Goalward minor score. I think Sandhurst is starting to keep the Bloods in this game, if I'm going to be honest. 40 playing 29. They've kicked 5-10 to 4-5. 15 minutes gone, third term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Horbury ends up at the end of Torpy's pass from fullback. He decides to go straight down the corridor, finds a teammate Miller. Miller then just plays on, now has to look where he's going to go, goes out wide, hits the target, and find his teammate is Keck, is it? Out the outer side. He just waits now, goes down, goes forward, finds the big man. Oh, well, Cameron dropped probably what he should have taken. Got the handball back, gave it off again. Now the run, Taggart going towards goal. They go inside forward 50. Strubens takes a good strong mark. Coming out with those boots, you can't miss him. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal about 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle in front of the old South Bendigo social rooms.
Yeah, that's been a good contest today. Ireland on Strubens. Up till now, Strubens hasn't made the most of his opportunities, but I thought Ireland's played very well too.
Well, Strubens, Stephen with one on the board. Goes back. Can he kick their fifth of the afternoon and get it back to a 5-point game? No, he can't. He's gone on the outer side. It's hit the point post at the top. And it'll be over the line, out of bounds on the full as they quickly bring it back in. No, it won't be. It'll be
Curnow
from fullback.
Curnow, short pass. He's deep in his defensive zone. Found Matty Wilkinson, and they're sharing it around, handball back and forth to each other. Then Noah Walsh getting involved as well. Ends up with Collins on half-back. Spreads it wide. He's got Keating on right half-back, who's got a paddock. Has one bounce. Directs traffic. Might have gone short to Jake McLean. I thought that would have been the better option. He didn't go to it. He went longer and wider to a Matty Thornton that couldn't quite grab it. Ends up out of bounds. And probably I thought that was the way to go, Norm, with Jake McLean.
It was there. It looked like two Clydesdales running for that ball, though, then, with Walsh against Wharton.
That was really well done by Walsh. He just at the last minute just put the arm up, just pushed him away off the ball and made sure it went over the line out of bounds. Didn't do anything drastic. Ball thrown back in. Hosking knocks it down. Running through the pack, trying to get a foot on it. There was Stagg again. And this time across the face and over the line out of bounds to the full free kick. It'll be Torpy who will take the free kick for the Bloods. They've been able to build from fullback and move the ball pretty quickly here. They'll come on the outer side. Haddo's the target. He'll take the mark on the grandstand side. He's got players just chipping it over the top. Good mark there and taken there by young Turnbull. He chips it back inside. Up and under kick. Went over the back and easy mark there by Hood for the Dragons. Turnover, they move forward.
He spots up Matty Wilkinson, who dropped a ball that he should have taken. He had support through Collins. He couldn't grab it. Now they all converge. Keck involved again for the Bloods at ground level. And on right half forward, as the Dragons attack, it'll be a ball up. Commentary side. grandstand side here at the QEO. Perfect conditions for football. Umpire will throw it up. No clear winner. Spills in towards the middle. Keating gets his hands on the footy for the Dragons, then handballs it to a teammate under pressure who gets jumped on. Matty Wilkinson again will have another ball up. Halfway between the centre and right half forward. Dragons in attack. 40 playing 29. 18 minutes gone, third term.
Swarm of players around it, but it's knocked out of the pack, and running onto it there was O'Hare. He ran onto it, kicked it inside forward 50, trying to hit Strubens, couldn't hit him. Bouncing ball. Eventually, Ireland right on his tail. It's rolled over the line out of bounds for a throw-in on the Arca 50 in front of the changing rooms over there on the pool side of the QEO. Barnard Street end. Ball about to be thrown back in. It'll be the two ruckman setting themselves. Johnson this time up against the big man in Hoskin. He couldn't get rid of him quite so easily. Diving in was the South Bendigo player there in, I think it might have been Keck, who just nearly had his head pulled off by Ureta, who seems to have gone into the back half, and it'll be another ball up.
Johnson in the ruck there for the Bloods. It'll be won by the Dragons, through Connick off half-back. He sends it into the middle. It's now a contest. Maxted up forward, right up the ground, getting involved. They've got the numbers. Coughlin ended up with the footy and then kicked it towards Collins, who tracked towards the boundary line. It'll go over the boundary line. 65 around from the Dragons' goal underneath the scoreboard. We'll have a ball in. Three-quarter time. Out at White Hills. White Hills leading LBU pretty comfortably, 10-14-74 to LBU 3-7-25.
55 metres out. Ruckman and Johnson up. Oh, tap down. Running through was Noah Walsh. He gave it off to Ureta. Ureta up and under. That is a long snap. And he's put it through. Dayton Ureta has just kicked one from, off the pack, running through, gets it onto the boot, puts it right up in the air, and it just kept going. They get their six. They go to 6-10-46. The Dragons lead South Bendigo 4-5, 29. 20 minutes gone. We just tick into time on Footy Fresh. Here's Bendigo Football Live.
Yes, great football by Ureta there. He hit the fall of the ball full of pace, was able to break two tackles and throw the ball on the boot. As Brian said, it went up for a long way.
Back into the middle. Restart it is. It'll be Stagg that wins it from the ball up. Gives it by hand over the top to Conforti. And he hits up Andy Collins. That was like a training drill then. And Andy Collins has got the opportunity to put the second within, 30 seconds even, I reckon, Norm. That's how quick that was.
Yes, good football by Sandhurst there. This is what we know they can do, and they haven't been allowed to do it today, but they were able to get in the clear then, and Conforti made the most of a lovely pass to Collins.
Andy Collins now to the city end. It's a long, high ball. That's a goal. And that's his third, Andy Collins. He's all class, that man. He had a little bit of a rest for probably half an hour, and then he's come back into the game and extend the lead. It is now 7-2, 52 to 4-5, 29 the Bloods. 21 minutes gone, third term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Yes, good football by Sandhurst then. To let Stagg out the front of the pack and then on to Conforti. Not the thing they haven't been allowed to do that all day, but that was just what we know Sandhurst can do.
Thornton in the ruck, up against Cameron. Knocked down by Cameron. He puts on the end of it, running on it, chasing it through there was White, who's been very good. Inside forward 50, bouncing ball. Good pick up though, and running around was young Shield. He banged it on the boot, put it inside forward 50, bouncing towards the line. The Dragons though, turn it over. Coming out though, and Stagg takes a nice mark. He looked around, tried to give the handball off. Walsh was there. Noah, he's got one out wide. Bouncing ball is Wilkinson. That was Matt. Gave it inside to Wharton. Wharton went in the boot, looked to a pass, couldn't quite hit the chase out of big Lachlan, and he was unable to take the mark, and it's turnover, and it'll be South Bendigo from half back.
Sends it to Keck, outer side wing, takes a mark. Handball over the top, then gets the old 1-2, received it back, getting involved. There was Marr. As the ball goes over the boundary line, they mucked it up in the end.
Yeah, good smother by Thornton there.
Matty Thornton getting an important touch. Halfway between centre wing and right half forward. Bloods in attack. Swimming pool side. Umpire throws it in. Thornton doing the ruck work against Big Cameron. another stoppage. It'll be another ball up.
No, free kick.
Free
South.
kick.
High tackle.
So, high tackle. Nothing wrong with your eyes, Normie. Horbury on the bottom of the pack. Well, he's lasted beyond half-time when that's where I thought he'd end up. Really good this afternoon, Horbury. Oh, he sends it forward. It's the mark wasn't taken. It goes further afield inside the forward zone, but it's a turnover, and now the Bloods, the Dragons through Ireland will rebound and send it up to the centre wing.
Maxted couldn't take it. Well done by Van Human. Couldn't quite get it. Now it's Stacks on the Mill centre wing here, grandstand side of the QEO, and it will be a ball up here right at the 23.5-minute mark. 7:10:52. The Dragons 4:5:29. They've just slipped away. Cameron out of the ruck, just takes it. Can't quite do anything. Urater tries to bang it off the ground. Can't. Now picking it up was Smith. There's going to be a free kick, is it? No. Coming out. Good mark. Good, strong defensive mark by the co-coach in Kerno, who takes it on half-back just in front of the smaller player there in Shield. He decides to come out wide. He finds a teammate there in Hood, chips it over the top and finds Urater by himself.
Urater, inboard, barely the required distance to Stagg. Geez, Urater's been a good inclusion late this afternoon, hasn't he? Been really good. Stagg now on the wing. Inboard they go, looking for Maxted. Probably held without the footy, he was. Umpire agreed, and at 49 metres, actually 50 metres on the knocker, the man on the mark will stand. He'll get a free kick.
Yes, that was interesting with Maxted there because he put his arm back to hold the South Bendigo player, and instinct South Bendigo player grabbed the arm and gave the free away.
What's Urater, I reckon, early on was playing forward. Now he's gone back. I think he's been better when he's got that ball in front of him. He can just run and carry, and he sums it up pretty well. And then he can run forward and actually give an opportunity going inside forward 50.
Yes, he's been very lively today in his inclusion late in the team to replace Lee Coughlin.
This will be a good kick from Maxted if he kicks it. Man on the mark, right on the paint mark of 50. It's a long, high ball. It'll go to the line. Lucky the big ruckman in McGregor Cameron was there for the Bloods. Just touched it, and it was a minor score. So we now go to 7:11:53 to 4:5:29. The Bloods, 25 minutes gone, third term.
Now that's something McGregor Cameron's done all day. He's made sure he's been on that goal line when there's been a shot at goal.
Oh, coming out, Torpy. He kicked the ball. Miller thought it was for Wright. Wright thought it was for Miller, and they both looked at each other. The ball bounced between them and rolled over the line out of bounds for a throw-in about 40 metres around from the Dragons' goal. The two ruckmen set themselves again. Hosking, Cameron, good work. Knocked off the back of the pack. Who's going to be first there? Will be the Dragons. They sort of ran away from it. Nice little hands out. Conforti on the right foot. Got a kick. Up and under, chases his own ball and went towards the boundary line, bouncing over the line and out of bounds just in front of Maxted. And it will be a throw-in deep into attack for the Dragons again. 7:11:53, 4:5:29. The Dragons lead, 26 minutes gone. Third quarter footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
24-point margin. I don't think it's been beyond that for the whole afternoon. So let's see what the Bloods can do as they win possession in the back zone. Torpy received a handball, then put it right up the chimney. Fortunately, Horbury was underneath it on his defensive arc of 50, broadcast side. He's got a running Miller for him. Miller, he muffed it, come off the side of the boot and went straight to Conforti. Conforti's got an open goal and goes that way, and it was only inaccuracy that let him down. And a let-off there for the Bloods. That's a minor. 7:12:54 the Dragons, 4:5:29 the Bloods, 27 minutes gone, third term.
Yeah, and Miller was looking to the umpire for a trip there, that caused the kick. He did get his heel knocked as he went to kick it.
Torpy to Haddo. He could have run nearly another 10 metres, I reckon, Conforti.
He could have, yes.
Made it a bit easier. Haddo plays on, goes to the outer side. Up and under kick, kicks it out wide. It's gone really wide. It's going to be a free kick, and it's ended up with the Keating on the outer side for the Dragons. He goes towards Collins, bound ball over the top. Wharton was there. He went out wide trying to find his teammate there in Coughlin. That was James, but it's been cut off. The Bloods, a little chip into right into the square, and Torpy takes the mark on the last line of defence. He can't get any further back.
Torpy directing traffic. Now he decides to bring it down broadcast side. He'll kick it beyond 50. The two big ruckmen will go at it in the air. Also getting involved was Nelly. But Keck did well. He burst his way through the pack. Keck, I'm a poet, don't know it. As the result of all that was a stoppage, but good strong play, as it will be a ball up. Cameron versus Hosking. Contested ball, ground level again. You rate at the bottom of the pack. Horbury did well and slid in there in hands and knees. Another stoppage. 55 out from goal. Dragons attack. 54 they lead to 29. 28 minutes gone. Third term.
Ball thrown up. Ruckman set themselves. Hosking just gets rid of his man. Tries to kick it. Didn't. Missed it. Free kick. Go. Play on. Vantage played. Haddo kicks it up and under. Ireland and Strubens punched away. Who's going to be first there? Will be the man of Johnson. He can't handball, can't hit the target. Bouncing off his chest. Who they able to get a little kick out. Good work. It came out of the pack and went to a hair. He was then tackled, taken to ground, and the ball is going to be turned over. And then a little trip from Keck.
No, it was a free for the tackle. Excellent tackle.
Yeah, it was. It was. Conforti banged it on the boot, put it long towards his teammate, but front and square was Horbury. He couldn't take it. Now the ball's turned over. Quick kick out of the pack. When Paul Pratt up and under as the siren sounds for three-quarter time here at the QEO. And it's the Dragons 7-12-54. They lead South Bendigo 4-5-29. Footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
So, interesting final term coming up. Let's have a look.